he went around, says Malachi Moore, the home plate umpire, and that is the end of the ball game, and that is a big series here in Baltimore for the Blue Jays. Alec Manoa leads the way. Jordan Romano finishes it off. Alejandro Kirk hitting line drives all over the place, and the Blue Jays in this huge series come into Baltimore and take 3 out of 4.
They get great pitching, sweep the doubleheader day one, lose a tough one yesterday. They need a big game. So the big game starter, everybody jumps on his back. He was under control and in control for 8 innings tonight. You turn it over to Romano, and the Blue Jays have another series win, and the road trip continues to be a big success.
Yeah, 6-1 on this road trip. 3 more games coming in Arlington in the updated wild card standings. The Rays won tonight, so they're still a game and a half up. The Blue Jays pick up a game on the Mariners and knock the Orioles another game back. Now 4.5 back as the games just keep on getting bigger and bigger. We'll see you from Arlington on Friday night, but right now let's send you to Sportsnet Central with Ken and Ivanka.
We didn't have any benches clear. We didn't have an ejection or yelling at the ump from you, but the Jays did, as you saw in the wild card standings, create a little more distance between them and the Orioles. This is Sportsnet Central. He's Ken Reed. I'm Ivanka Osmak. A magical night for Manoa, and Alejandro Kirk does it all.
You've been talking about the Manoa stare from last night all along.
Yes.
Do it. Do your Manoa stare. Hey, it worked. Dude was all business. 8 innings. Let's get more on it with Jamie and Joe.
That was frightening, Ivanka.
Right through the camera.
Goodness gracious, yes. Yes, we see you. Thank you. Yeah, that stare, part of what contributed to the stare last night from Manoa was the fact that Brian Baker had upset pretty well the entire team by doing this and doing that and creating a bit of a fuss. Some people thought, let's see what Manoa is capable of doing in responding tonight. I think he sent a statement, Joe.
Blue Jays fans are getting to know Alec Manoa, and so are we. And when we saw him on the bench after the game last night staring out into the field, one thing came to my mind is that man can't wait to be shaking hands and giving high fives 24 hours later on that same field, and that he was going to take that responsibility upon himself to throw a gem for his club. That's exactly what he did against the Baltimore Orioles. Remember this last night. A bitter night, didn't end very well for the Blue Jays. And Alex just taking a little look at the situation there. But the changeup against left-handed batters, I thought it was a pretty good pitch for him tonight. We know what he can do to righties. He can run the fastball in, sequence it with that slider away. That is so, so tough. But with this changeup, you can get some early resolution to at-bats early in the count. That's 1-1 to Mullins. He did it later. First pitch to Rutschman. Watch your first baseman right here. Watch him. Love that play. Alec loved it too. But there he goes again. This time it's the opposite. Slider away, heater up. So he can be really tough on righties for that reason. But I thought the early resolution to a lot of at-bats. He struck out 5 batters tonight, so not a lot of strikeouts before he left this game right here. First pitch breaking ball to Mullins to leave. His manager says, nice job. But just because you have 5 strikeouts, what that does, it means early resolutions to at-bats. You know what that does? It allows you to go deep into ball games. Alec was all in the strike zone tonight, so a lot of good there. Saves the arms. Romano comes in. That's ideal, and that's the type of performance. When we go back to the Mitch White performance last night, watch what Alec Manoa does. We know it's a very different fastball, but he threw a lot of fastballs tonight, mixed into secondary pitches, was very efficient, goes very deep for his team.
What a performance by number 6. He is at field level right now with Arash Madani.
Well, Alec, when the game ended last night, you were one of the last in the dugout, staring straight ahead at the Orioles celebration. How much did that fire you up to get you ready for today?
A good amount. Just wanted to come out, compete, and give this team a good chance today. And I knew if I could just let that defense work, get some quick outs, I knew the offense was going to come through, and we were able to have a complete game today. It was pretty good.
In what ways did that fire you up last night?
Coming down the stretch, we believe in each other, and we believe in what we're trying to do. We believe in, the process. We believe in everything, but we're not going to let nobody stomp on us either. And just had to show them what's up.
You did that in a very thorough effort but it was a lot of soft contact too tonight in that outing. Take us through it. What was working best for you tonight?
I think just being able to throw a lot of strikes, being able to compete, being able to attack, and I knew that bullpen needed a day off over there, so just goal was to just come in, eat up a ton of innings, throw a lot of strikes, and let that offense do the rest.
After the first inning walk, you retired 22 of 23 batters. Tabby was talking about the most impressive batter you retired, and the sequence was after giving up the double to Rutschman, that you probably had a strikeout there, wasn't called, but you didn't flinch. You didn't blink. What happened there in your mind to just turn the page and keep going?
I knew what the game plan was coming in. The game plan's go deep in the game, not let any one at bat control the outcome, just continue to compete. And I knew there was going to be some blows, but that's what I do best, is go out there and compete and give the team a chance.
It looks like Baltimore, Tampa, Baltimore, Tampa for outings coming up. The team chasing you, the team you're chasing right now. How fired up are you to be pitching AL East games in the month of September in a postseason run?
Yeah, this is what you train for all offseason, This is what you reminisce on in the offseason, and these are the moments that you want to fully, take advantage of. So we're in them right now, and now it's time to go.
After the 8th, you're not going to win a game of hide and go seek at your size. It looked like you were trying to hide from Schneitz. What was the conversation like when he came over?
I told him to bring his brass knuckles if he was taking me out. He kind of laughed a little bit, and I said, look, I know we got the best closer in the game out there, so if you want to make the call, go ahead. And he said, if it was a shutout, I'd let you run it, but like you said, we got the best closer down there, and I said, all right. And of course, Joe Rowe did his job.
Heck of a show. Congratulations.
Thank you.
And now the Blue Jays, having swept 3 in Pittsburgh, take 3 of 4 in Baltimore. A highly successful trip so far, as we send it back to Dan and Pat in Baltimore.
It is indeed, Jamie. 6-1 on this road trip. They were 6-1 on their last road trip, and all of a sudden they're 4.5 games ahead of the Orioles. We talked about how important this game was. Who else would you want on the mound but Alec Manoa? And you've talked about it, Tabby. Although he has set a personal high for innings, that was a few weeks ago, he appears to be getting better and better right now.
Yeah, and I think he wants the ball in these situations also. In these big games, I think he just relishes the opportunities. And another thing that he does, these are his last 4 starts. Look at the innings, the ERA, whip, strikeouts, all of that ERA has dropped down. But it's after Blue Jay losses, I think, that he really kind of gets fired up for the next game. This is his 15th start this season after a Blue Jay loss, and we talked about it earlier, the ERA about 2.5. The opponent's batting average of 189. That's going to go down because of what he did today, because of the loss yesterday. Blue Jays needed this. They needed him to come up big. He does it again for the Jays. And, just keep rocking and rolling, Alec, because they talk about innings limit. Forget about that. This guy's our best pitcher right now.
Gave up a run in the first, gave up only 1 base runner through his last 7 innings tonight. A terrific performance. That's understating it. An incredibly important performance for Alec Manoa and the Blue Jays. Baltimore's now 4.5 back as the Blue Jays get ready to head to Texas.
If he hadn't gotten a rotten call on a pitch to Rutschman in the 6th inning, he would have gone 2 through 8 without giving up a hit to the Orioles. And we noticed prior to the game that Teoscar Hernandez has stepped away to welcome another child to the family. So you and I looked at the lineup and said, it doesn't look as good as it should. So you need somebody other than Bo Bichette to step up and make a contribution. Who was that tonight?
Well, Alejandro Kirk had 4 hits yesterday, and he's been struggling a little bit. They've been missing his bat in the middle of the lineup most recently, but 4 hits yesterday, and you'd like to think that he can continue it, catching for his 3rd day in a row. This is the first time this year that he has done that. Alejandro Kirk walks more than he strikes out. That, folks, is very difficult to do, and there's the reason right there. 0-2. He is so tough to strike out. Gets this little jam shot into left field for a base hit. But you know what he does really well? Speed kills. He's on the bases. He is a terror. This is what he does to teams' defenses. He forces mistakes, forces errors. John Schneider, what's the sign for this one? Fake break, go, draw the throw. It's into right field. Here I go. A lot of fun there for Kirk. And I'm sure that his teammates are having a lot of fun with him, too, on a play like that, because this guy can flat out hit. gets the barrel to the baseball. No bloop single there, his third one of the day, but that's the bat maybe that quietly is coming back that the Blue Jays, again, could certainly use down the stretch here.
So it's off to Texas. The Blue Jays will not play tomorrow. Friday, the series opens, and Ross Stripling will get the nod in the opener against the Rangers. Note the start time. Hope you will join us for Blue Jays Central, 7:30 Eastern, 4:30 Pacific, as we send it back to Ken and Ivanka.